Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Bruce in real life. Cold open. Interior bullpen morning. Jake sneaks into the precinct late. He's trying to be stealthy like a ninja, clinging to the walls, doing barrel rolls, but he's very conspicuous. As he reaches his desk, Amy walks over to him. She has a small baby bump. Jake, panicked, hides the breakfast burritos behind his back.
Hey, Jake.
I was solving crime. There are no burritos.
Amy romantically runs her fingertips across his forearm.
Calm down, Jake. You want to play hooky and have a die-hard movie marathon?
Yes, no, Amy, one of us needs to be the responsible one in this marriage, and I think I've proven it can't be me.
It's fine. I have a permission slip from Holt.
Amy shows off an official-looking day-off certificate with Holt's signature. Jake examines the paper.
That's even more suspicious.
Charles walks over.
Jake, I got tickets to an exotic food festival. Want to go with me?
That sounds terrible, but that's a Charles-style distraction attempt. What's happening? Is Holt's mom here again?
Holt walks over and places his hand on Jake's shoulder.
Peralta, I was thinking you and I could go play some catch in the park or something. Father and son themed activity.
Yes, please. Let's go right now. Nothing else matters.
Holt and the others rush Jake to the elevator when Jake freezes in his tracks, paralyzed by awe. Terry and Rosa emerge from the holding room with Bruce Willis behind them. Light descends from the heavens around Bruce, and he moves in slow motion. The song Shine by Collective Soul plays.
Oh, heaven,
let your light shine down.
Oh, heaven, let
your light shine down. Jake covers his mouth with both hands. His eyes are welling with tears.
Oh, heaven, let your light shine down. Oh, heaven, let your light shine down.
Bruce notices Jake staring. The music stops. The world returns to normal. Bruce is creeped out.
What's wrong with him?
Does anyone else hear Collective Soul?
End of cold open. Act 1. Interior bullpen moments later. Jake lightly taps Bruce's shoulders to see if he's real. Bruce swats Jake's hand away.
Peralta!
Holt drags Jake by the shoulder away from Bruce.
This is the best day of my life.
Not getting engaged, our wedding, when we found out I was pregnant.
I stand by what I said.
My apologies. Mr. Willis, despite his unruly nature, I assure you, Peralta is one of my finest detectives.
Jake slips past Holt and runs his fingertips down Bruce's face.
Just like you.
Terry lifts Jake up and carries him away from Bruce.
You need to cool it.
Why are you here? Did you get my letters?
What letters?
I'm Jake Peralta. I wrote...
Jake, please stop.
Wait, you're Jake Peralta? I thought Jake Peralta was a kid.
Well, I don't know what could have given you that idea.
Well, the handwriting looked like a third grader's.
Really, a testament to America's failing school systems. They don't even teach penmanship anymore.
You would also draw pictures.
Bruce Willis pulls the drawings out of his pocket and shows them to the group.
I think it was supposed to be us in Die Hard 6.
It's concept art for McLean and Peralta versus North Korea.
Why were you carrying these?
I thought a kid drew them. I have a press tour coming up, and I thought it would be cute to show them. Now it feels creepy.
It came from the heart, so age shouldn't matter.
Amy touches his arm.
Jake?
Sorry, this isn't how I dreamed of meeting my hero. If you're not here to film Die Hard 6 with me, then why are you here? Are you going to help us take down a crime organization?
Jake, stop.
Terry, please. Bruce, I pledge my allegiance to you. I will fight by your side against any foe. Say the word. I'll hand in my badge right now and we'll ride off on a motorcycle into the sunset, taking down criminals that are outside the reach of the law.
He knows I'm an actor, right?
Unlikely.
He doesn't.
I'll follow you to the gates of hell.
Peralta! That's enough. Mr. Willis is here to file a report.
Is someone trying to hurt you? I'll kill them!
Jake, you don't...
I'll lay down my life to protect you.
Peralta, Mr. Willis is here to report a fan that has begun stalking him.
Oh. Oh, no.
Could it be him?
He's building a case against himself.
Interior Holt's office, morning. Holt sits at his desk. Amy, Charles, and Rosa stand in front of him.
Captain, you don't actually believe Jake is a stalker, do you?
Of course not. Santiago, however, after that episode, Mr. Willis has every reason to believe Peralta is the culprit. He's even requested a security detail.
All right, what's the plan?
I want you to divide into 3 teams. Diaz, take Jeffords and find a real stalker.
On it.
Santiago, Boyle, I want you both to spend a day with Peralta. Keep him out of the precinct and away from Mr. Willis.
Okay, but if we're all doing that, then who's left to be on the security detail?
That is the bizarre part.
Holt walks to the window and opens the blinds to reveal Bruce having a conversation with Scully. Hitchcock stands nearby but can't seem to jump into the conversation.
It would appear that Mr. Willis has struck up a friendship with Scully and has requested him to be the security detail. I informed him that Scully is a terrible police officer, but Mr. Willis was adamant.
Interior bullpen continuous. Bruce pats Scully's shoulder.
This is going to be great. It's like Batman is my bodyguard.
Interior Holt's office continuous. They all stare perplexed at Bruce and Scully.
I'm not familiar with any Batman, but I do not believe that analogy is accurate.
Jake can never know. This would break his heart.
Interior bullpen continuous. Jake bangs on the break room window from the inside. Terry tries to pull him back, but Jake is restraining with some newfound strength.
No! Get away from him!
Bruce looks legitimately afraid of Jake and turns to Scully.
Can we leave now?
Oh, I got an idea. Let's go to the park and watch soccer moms do yoga.
I don't know if you've heard what's been coming out of Hollywood lately, but I want you to stay really far away from me. Let's go, Batman.
Bruce leaves. Scully looks torn. Beat. Scully leaves.
Stop! He's my hero! He's mine! No! Bruce, I'm sorry. Please, come back, Bruce. Bruce! I don't understand. Take the pain away, Terry. Take the pain away.
Terry awkwardly pats Jake's back, unsure what to do.
It's okay. Terry's got you.
Terry mimes to the others for help. Interior, Amy's car, day. Amy is driving. Jake sits shotgun, and Charles is in the back seat. Jake stares out the window.
None of this makes sense. He's supposed to be my sensei and guide me on my path to save the world, but he treated me like I was a Charles.
Hey, I have been nothing but supportive.
I'm not talking about how I treat you, I'm talking about how strangers treat you.
Well, that's fair.
Amy pulls into the parking lot of a laser tag arena. She smiles at Jake, who in turn cracks a smile but goes back to being sad.
Yeah, that's a start.
Interior briefing room, day. Terry and Rosa are comparing the stalker's letter to the letter Jake wrote. Holt enters the room.
Have you two made any progress?
We have 2 letters. One innocent, though strange, from our Jake, and one threatening from someone else named Jake.
Handwriting is identical. You would think they came from the same person.
Only difference is the tone.
Wonderful. So, one of my detectives remains the prime suspect?
When did our Jake start writing letters to Bruce Willis?
Knowing Jake years ago.
Actually, Jake confided me that he only mustered the courage to start writing to Mr. Willis a few months ago. Something about needing the time to figure out how to start the relationship off on the right foot.
I think we can all agree he nailed it.
Do we know when the threatening letters started?
Mr. Willis' assistants notified him of the letters this week. You will need to interview them for more information.
Interior laser tag arena holding room, day. Jake, sulking, sits in the back next to Amy and Charles. The room is half filled with kids and half with teens. An employee, 20, walks out and addresses the room.
Hi, kids. I want you to have fun, but I want you all to keep safety in mind too.
Amy whispers to Jake while the employee keeps talking.
This guy is awful. They need a real leader. They need you, Jake.
Jake reflects, stands, and walks in front of the employee.
Listen up, soldiers!
This isn't really allowed.
Jake flashes his badge.
Sir, I don't want to have to arrest you.
The employee backs off and stands in a corner.
When you walk through those doors, you'll be fighting for honor, glory, and freedom. Who's with me?
The room cheers. Jake points out the tallest, oldest, and strongest teenagers to be on his team.
I'll take you, and you, and you.
Interior laser tag arena, day. Jake, Amy, and Boyle are in a huddle with their team.
Listen, we're cops, so follow our lead. Ready? Let's make some little kids cry.
Montage. Jake and his team storm the arena in slow motion using SWAT tactical maneuvers to defeat teams of children. Amy and Boyle snipe opponents from the second floor. Fog machine smoke fills the arena. Jake's silhouette emerges. Jake's laser shoots at the ground, making it look like a red lightsaber. Back to scene. Boyle runs up to Amy.
We have a huge problem. Scully's here, so...
Where's Jake?
Interior laser tag arena, day. Scully is underneath a bridge connecting 2 different sides of the second floor. Jake has Scully in his sights. Jake gives a hand signal and his team surrounds Scully.
Get down, Scully!
Bruce jumps from the second floor, shooting 3 members of Jake's team. Jake watches in awe. Scully drops to the floor. Bruce picks up Scully's laser gun. Bruce spins in a circle, shooting down the rest of Jake's team and Jake.
That's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Bruce extends a hand to Scully and pulls him up.
But it was against me. I'm the grouper. I have such conflicting emotions.
Thanks, Bruce. You really saved me back there.
Of course, you're one of my boys, Scully.
Bruce, give me another chance. I can change.
Bruce suddenly recognizes Jake and hides behind Scully.
It's you. Why are you here?
Amy and Charles drag Jake out of the arena.
Sorry, we'll get him out of here.
I can be your boy. I can be your favorite boy.
End of Act 1. Act 2. Interior production office, day. A receptionist works the desk. Terry and Rosa enter.
Welcome. May I help you?
Yes, I'm Detective Diaz. This is Sergeant Jeffords. We have some questions about Bruce Willis, a stalker. When did the letter start?
A few weeks ago.
And what about the letters from Jake Peralta?
I think about 4 months ago. But what does this...
Could you give us the letters from the stalker and from Jim Peralta?
Of course. Have a seat. I'll have someone bring that right out. Can I get you something to drink or a snack?
No, thank you.
You sure? I have water, soda, yogurt, or...
What kind of yogurt?
Rosa throws side eye at Terry.
Why? We don't want to be rude.
Interior bullpen, day. Hitchcock walks up to Gina's desk.
What do you think you're doing?
I need someone to talk to, and of course, you're my backup best friend.
I don't know what I did to make you think I care about you, but please understand it was unintentional.
You see, Scully ditched me to hang out with a pretty boy.
If you don't leave, I'll have no choice but to spray you with a water bottle.
I know I shouldn't be jealous, but it's just so hard seeing her with another man.
Gina takes a spray bottle out from her desk drawer.
3, 2...
Gina sprays Hitchcock continuously.
You're right. I should follow them around and wait for my moment to confront Scully. Make him choose. Thank you.
Hitchcock starts to run away.
Wait, Hitchcock. You're gonna follow a stalking victim whose stalker we have not found around town to demand your friend back?
Hitchcock thinks and then nods.
I think you're really onto something this time.
Hitchcock continues to run away.
You're my rock, Gina.
Never come back.
Interior production office, day. There are 12 empty yogurt containers in the trash. Terry is working on number 13.
Oh man, Terry went with the wrong career. I haven't even heard of some of these flavors.
You can just start bringing the letters out now.
An intern carries a large stack of letters and hands them to Terry. Then he leaves.
Great. This it?
No, I believe those are just the stalker.
Interns bring out 5 trash bags of letters.
These are from Jake Peralta.
Really? Jake?
It's adorable. We think the little guy is his biggest fan. Can I get you something? Why do you need all of these letters? I mean, what do letters from a little kid have to do with a stalker?
Exterior exotic food festival, sunset. Jake and Amy walk while holding hands. Amy throws a plate and plastic utensils away in the garbage.
Not bad, all things considered.
Yeah, with Charles's track record, I thought the food would be much grosser.
Charles excitedly runs up to Jake holding a plate of sausages. Charles picks up one of the sausages with his fork and tries to force it into Jake's mouth.
Jake, you need to try my sausage.
Jake pulls away.
Charles, no.
Try it, just a tip.
Charles notices a meatball stand and squeals with joy.
Oh, those balls are going in my mouth.
Charles runs off to the stand.
Oh, Charles.
How can't he hear it?
Yeah, it's not quite as bad as asking to be Bruce Willis's favorite boy.
Jake laughs for the first time today.
Dang, throwing salt in the wound while it's fresh.
Yeah, I can be ruthless.
Amy hugs Jake's arm.
I know it hurts, but I love you.
Amy and Jake continue walking. Amy rests her head on Jake's shoulder.
Thank you. Besides Charles, this is pretty nice, and
Jake halts. He stares forward, petrified by feelings of anger, jealousy, and confusion. Amy looks up at him.
Jake?
Amy turns her head to see what he sees.
Oh no.
Bruce and Scully are eating in the dining area.
Taste this. It melts in your mouth.
Bruce takes his fork and feeds the food to Scully.
oh, come on, this isn't right, Bruce. We're supposed to be together.
Amy tries to pull Jake away, but he's resisting. Bruce and Scully leave.
If you could see that I'm the one who understands you, been here all along, so why can't you see you belong with me?
Charles returns and helps Amy pull Jake out of the festival.
How do they keep finding us?
Interior briefing room flashback earlier that day. Scully picks up a note on Charles's desk. It says, Best Friend Distraction Day, and a list of all the places they plan to take Jake. Scully smiles.
Hey Bruce, how do you feel about food festivals?
Interior briefing room night. Rosa and Terry are reading through a pile of letters. Holt enters.
What's your progress?
No leads yet.
These threats are dark. I get why Bruce Willis doesn't want to take his chances with Jake.
The Vulture enters and looks through the evidence.
I'll take it from here.
What the hell?
Detective Pembroke, explain yourself.
Well, the moment I heard the case with the celebrity was up for grabs, I swooped in.
What do you mean? This case reported to the 9-9, and we're more than capable of handling it without another department intervening.
Easy, Grandpa. Bruce Willis's agent called City Hall to report Peralta's meltdown. The commissioner wants the 9-9 off this case to avoid conflicts of interest.
But you hate Jake. That's a conflict.
I do hate it.
The Vulture picks up the letter that Bruce showed the 9-9.
What is this?
A letter that Jake wrote Bruce Willis.
Looks like a child wrote it.
We've been over that.
Did any of you bottom feeders realize that the handwriting from Jake's love notes are identical to the death threats?
Of course we did, but
This is exactly why I'm taking over. This, and because this case will lead to a reality TV show deal, it's going to be Entourage meets Law and Order. I'm calling it Lawtourage, and it's going to be told the same.
The Vulture turns to Rosa.
Hey, why have we never hooked up?
I have a girlfriend.
That's hot.
End Act 2. Act 3. Exterior, Brooklyn Street, night. Bruce and Scully walk side by side. Scully eyes a street vendor.
oh, hot dogs.
You still hungry after the festival? I got you, buddy.
Bruce walks towards the hot dog stand as Scully's phone rings. He answers it.
Hello?
Finally, you're alone.
Hitchcock? Are you watching me?
Scully looks around but can't see where Hitchcock is hiding.
I have eyes everywhere. And I can see how happy you are with your... I can see how happy your new best friend makes you.
That's not fair. This is for work.
Then tell me you have no feelings for him. Tell me there's no chemistry.
I mean, that's not...
That's what I thought. You have to make a choice. It's got to be me or him.
Hitchcock, please.
You have 24 hours.
Hitchcock hangs up. Scully reflects on the ultimatum. Bruce returns and gives Scully the hot dog.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bruce sees Hitchcock ineffectively hiding behind a mailbox about 10 feet away.
Hey, isn't that your creepy friend?
Scatter!
Hitchcock runs away. Exterior, baseball stadium, bleachers, night. Jake and Holt sit next to each other.
You tuckered them out.
Reveal, Amy and Charles are asleep in the seats next to them.
Been a long day.
I know. You ran into Mr. Willis twice today. You're working against our case.
This is the worst day of my life. The man I always looked up to, my hero, hates me.
I've never understood heroes. It's unrealistic to put a human being in such a high regard. All humans are flawed. So seeing anyone as infallible is a direct path to disappointment.
Easy for you to say. Your hero is probably Mr. Clean. How could he ever disappoint you?
Jake!
You used my first name.
I'm attempting to initiate a heart-to-heart dialogue. I'm told formalities are inappropriate for such conversation. Jake, I'm sorry for all the pain you've had to endure. Everyone you've had ever looked up to as a role model has found a way to disappoint you. Your father, Bruce Willis.
Are you trying to make me cry?
If I could take that suffering away, I would. But I obviously cannot. However, I promise you, there's something to learn from this pain. You and Amy are about to be blessed with a child who will be will see both of you as heroes. You now know, better than anyone, how important it is to safeguard that illusion.
Holt takes a baseball out of his coat pocket and hands it to Jake.
I got this for you.
On the ball, Holt wrote, "It's your turn to be someone's hero, Captain Raymond Holt." Jake is tearing up.
You are trying to make me cry.
Jake pounces into a hug and cries loudly.
Sick son of a bitch!
Jake squeezes Holt tightly. Holt smiles and pats Jake on the back. The crack of a baseball hitting the bat echoes.
That ball is out there!
Looks like a lucky fan will catch it.
Is that Bruce Willis?
On the Jumbotron, Jake watches Bruce Willis catch the baseball and hand it to Scully. Jake begins to squeeze Holt tight.
Yes, it is. And it looks like he's giving the game-winning ball to his friend.
Holt tries to push Jake off, but his grip is too strong.
Looks more like a best friend to me.
No!
Charles and Amy wake up. Charles helps Holt break Jake's grip, and they pull him out of the stadium.
They aren't friends. They can't be friends!
Interior, bullpen, night. Gina is at her desk reading a magazine. Scully enters with Bruce.
Give me a minute. I have to go fix crime.
Terry is walking by and overhears Bruce.
No problem. Go keep Gotham safe.
Really?
Terry shakes his head as he enters the briefing room. Scully sits down next to Gina's desk. Without looking away from her magazine, Gina lifts up the water bottle and sprays Scully in the face. Scully ignores it.
I know I'm forbidden to talk to you, but I need my backup best friend.
We never agreed to that.
Hitchcock is making me choose between him and Bruce. I don't know what to do. Bruce is new and exciting, but Hitchcock and I have so much history. We both alive together. I'm so confused.
Silence. Beat. Gina sprays Scully with the water bottle.
You're right. I need to be honest with them. Follow my heart. Thanks, Gina.
Scully walks over to Bruce.
We're not friends.
Interior. Amy's car. Night. Amy is driving. Charles is riding shotgun. Jake is in the back seat.
How about we take a road trip?
Jake is on his phone, not listening. Jake is scrolling through Scully's Instagram.
That's a neat idea. Maybe go to Maine.
The latest photo of Scully and Bruce has a geotag. Jake looks at the baseball Holt gave him, then to Amy.
How's that sound, Jake?
Amy looks at the rearview mirror and sees Jake mid-barrel roll out the passenger door. Amy hits the brakes. Jake stumbles. He runs with a limp as fast as he can. Amy and Charles undo their seatbelts.
Jake, stop!
I'll be back. I'm sorry. I love you.
Jake turns a corner and gets away. Interior briefing room, night. Rosa and Terry are reading files. Holt answers.
I hope neither of you are continuing to work on Mr. Willis's case.
They put down the files.
It sucks sitting here and not being able to help Jake.
I know, but we have to trust the system.
A system that puts Jake's nemesis on the case investigating him.
I understand your skepticism. However,
I'm sorry, Captain, but none of this is sitting right with me. Can we look at this from another angle?
What do you mean? Treat Jake like a perp? All the evidence points to him.
All the hard evidence, but not his known behavior.
what are you implying, Diaz?
Jake's not the best at hiding his enthusiasm.
Interior bullpen, Jake's desk. Flashback, weeks ago, day. Jake is scrolling through Facebook on his computer, drinking a large soda. Jake freezes. He drops his soda.
Yo, Jake, what the heck?
Jake gleefully jumps up and down.
It's happening. It's finally happening.
Use your words.
They're making an Incredibles 2. They're making an Incredibles 2.
Jake slips on his soda. He falls hard on his back.
Congratulations. Now clean that up.
Worth it.
Interior briefing room, back to scene. Holt and Terry are nodding their heads.
You have a point?
It's hard to imagine Jake knowing Bruce Willis is in town and him not telling everyone he knows. Remember when the news Die Hard came out?
I do. He made us all dress up as the characters from the first movie. That night actually wasn't terrible.
Rosa smirks.
So, all evidence, but his known behavior points to him. What does that tell us?
The stalker's targeting Jake, not Bruce. It has to be someone who knows about Jake's obsession with Die Hard.
So, literally anyone that's ever met him.
But someone with a vendetta. We should cross-reference his arrest records for perps that know how to forge signatures.
Terry and Rosa stand to leave.
Wait! If you've forgotten, we've been taken off of this case.
Captain, do you really trust the Vulture?
Holt reflects on this question.
Be careful. If we're going to do this, we can't afford any mistakes. By the book.
Exterior parking lot, night. Bruce and Scully lean on the hood of a car.
You're a great friend, Scully.
Listen, Bruce, I wanted to talk.
Hitchcock approaches.
Oh, isn't this cute? The new BFFs have a clubhouse.
We're outside.
It's not what it looks like.
I don't care. The past is the past. We all make mistakes. I can forgive you, but you have to make a choice. It's me or him.
Please don't make me choose.
Scully, you were assigned to me.
Think about all we've been through.
Think how well I could treat you. That guy can't give you the same life I can. We'll be the best bros that travel the world.
Scully, think of all the meals we shared.
The meatball sub.
Jake approaches the group.
Hey, I don't mean to interrupt.
You're not supposed to be near me. Get him, Batman.
How did you find us?
Well, Bruce Wayne, you forgot to turn off the geolocation on your Instagram. Listen, Mr. Willis, I owe you an apology.
Chet Davis, con artist, disheveled 40s, emerges from the shadows, holding a gun aimed at Bruce.
No, you owe me an apology.
Instinctually, Jake slowly positions himself to shield Bruce.
Detective Peralta, you ruined my life.
Chet Davis, you're on Instagram too? Social media is truly bringing us all closer together.
Chet pistol whips Jake. There's a cut on his head, but Jake remains standing in front of Bruce.
You're not funny! You took everything I love from me! Now, I'm going to take everything from you, beginning with your hero, and then maybe I'll visit Amy.
Jake swats the gun, so it's aimed at the ground, and sucker punches Chet. Jake twists Chet's wrist, and the gun falls to the ground. Jake throws Chet on the hood of the car and handcuffs him. Bruce watches Jake, stunned by his heroism. Scully and Hitchcock made up during the fight. They are now sharing a sandwich. Cop cars swarm the parking lot. The Vulture appears behind Jake, and he takes Chet away. Then he spins to introduce himself to Bruce Willis.
I'll take it from here. I'm Detective Pembroke, arresting officer.
Exterior parking lot later. Jake sits in the back of an ambulance. His forehead is bandaged up. Terry and Rosa are with him. The Vulture is talking to Bruce a few feet away. Bruce looks like he's searching for a way to exit the conversation. Amy runs up and hugs Jake. Boyle jumps in the hug.
What happened?
Chet Davis. He was one of my first cases. He was a con artist that maintained a lavish lifestyle by stealing from the elderly. He would forge checks in their names to steal their life savings.
He forged Jake's handwriting in those stalker letters to create a motive.
We think he was eventually going to frame you for murder.
The only thing that we don't know is how he knew about your die-hard obsession.
Interior booking room flashback years ago, night. Jake is making Chet do his fingerprints.
And then, when you think John McClane is out of moves, boom! He has a gun taped to his back!
Exterior parking lot, back to scene. Amy has stopped hugging Jake. He pushes Charles off.
Sherlock Holmes once said, "Even the greatest detectives can't solve some mysteries."
I don't think that's right.
He lived a long life. I'm sure he said it at some point.
He's fictional.
I read the book and...
Hang on, Amy. I'm sorry. I realized that I have to start working on becoming the hero our kid deserves. And that started with apologizing to Bruce.
Jake, you already are. You don't have to jump out of moving vehicles to prove it.
Amy kisses him. Bruce finally shouts at the Vulture.
Stop! I tried to be polite, but your idea is terrible, and you seem like an awful person.
I don't think you understand how many women will be topless in my show.
Bruce walks over to the group.
Mr. Willis, I'm so sorry.
Please, what you did there was amazing. I'm the one who's sorry. I don't like treating my fans the way I treated you. I was so afraid of this stalker that I didn't recognize my biggest fan. You're a fantastic cop. I'm sure your kid will be very proud of you.
Will you be my child's godfather?
No, we can't, under any circumstances, be friends. And the letters have to stop. But I'd like to shake your hand.
Bruce extends his hand in slow motion. Jake hears the music again. It's Shine by Collective Soul.
Oh, heaven,
heaven,
let your light shine down.
Jake extends his hand to meet Bruce's hand. Their hands connect and they shake hands.
Oh,
heaven, let your light shine down.
Oh, heaven, let your light shine down.
The handshake ends. The music stops. Jake stares at Bruce, hypnotized.
Thank you again, Detective Peralta.
Bruce leaves. Jake stares at the palm of his hand.
Wow. I think his powers transferred into me. I've never felt more connected to another human being.
Love of your life, carrying your child.
Let me have this. I had a hard day.
End of Act 3. Tag. Interior bullpen night. Bruce and Scully stand next to Scully's desk. Hitchcock stands nearby. He's accepted their bond.
Well, it's been a hell of an adventure. Thank you for everything.
Thank you for the food.
Scully puts his hand out. Bruce pushes Scully's hand away and opens his arms for a hug.
No way. Bring it in, Dark Knight.
They hug. Hitchcock rolls his eyes.
You're the hero this city deserves. Never forget that.
They let go. Bruce composes himself, then turns to Hitchcock.
You take good care of him for me.
I will.
And if I ever find out you hurt him, there'll be hell to pay. Until we meet again.
Bruce leaves. Reveal. Jake and the rest of the 9-9 are huddled around Jake's desk, watching in awe of this bizarre spectacle.
I'm not alone, right? This is insane.
They all murmur in agreement. End of show.